Okay, I gotta be honest with you guys. I read all the chapters this weekend. Y'all know that at the end of the day, I'm a big Black Clover fan. I've been digging Samurai. But My Hero Academia, between chapters 228 and 229, I gotta say, the boy Twice. Okay, Twice has changed a lot of how I've been feeling about My Hero Academia lately, baby. Because it's dark, dog. And I gotta say, this week at the very least, My Hero, for me, I think it took chapter of the week twice. Let's talk about it.
Whether Facebook, Twitter, or the two, make sure to steer clear, cause I'm coming through like...
So the past couple of chapters of My Hero Academia, a lot of interesting things have been happening. I will argue and say right now that Twice so far has the best thing that's been going on with anything regarding this arc against the Liberation Army with the League of Villains. Because even though Toga stuff was good, I'm not gonna lie, the brutality of what went on with Twice, I mean, everything, the psychology behind it, like, it's just fascinating, to say the least, about how I feel regarding Twice. And it's just freaking crazy, the savagery of the Liberation Army. Like, these guys ain't no joke. And honestly, I was at a certain point where I was like, okay, y'all can stop now, like, get off of Toga, like, leave Twice alone already. Oh, but before we get into that, let's talk about where we left off with 228. I didn't talk about that chapter, and I want to talk about it because very interesting how, regardless if he's related to Endeavor or not, if that is Endeavor's son or not, Dabi, the creator of My Hero Academia is very, very aware that that's one of the biggest fandom rumors, and that's why you could clearly see all of the other League of Villains heroes, when they're having their fights and stuff, we're really getting into it deep. And it probably might be end of this arc revelation for Dabi, or might completely skip over it, but we skipped over Dabi's big moment. We skipped over Dabi's big moment in this fight against the Ice Person, which again, thematically, everything, it goes perfectly. Like, Dabi fits perfectly to be that kid that, Endeavor supposedly lost. He's fighting an ice guy, and I'm waiting there for a backstory. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's gonna give something vague. And we just jump over to Twice, which really shows that even if he's not Endeavor's kid, the author is doing that on purpose. At the end of the day, of course, they gotta build up the suspense and hype, because at the end of the day, it just... why we get Togas, we get a bit more into Shigaraki, we find out about he's getting memories of his grandmother and stuff like that. And then again with Dabi, Horikoshi trolls. I gotta call it how I see it, which I'm not saying it in a bad way, so don't take it like, oh my god, don't call him a troll. Like, no, chill. What I'm saying is, Horikoshi knows that that's what we all are suspecting, and if he goes the opposite, it better be a good reason, because again, all the pieces fit, and the reasoning behind skipping over Dabi getting this big flashback revelation, again, it just more signifies like, yo, that's Endeavor's boy. And I hope at the very least, amongst all of this character development we're getting for the League of Villains, that at the end of this arc, before Gigantomachia, or even after, just as long as it happens soon, we get really the big revelation about Dabi. Maybe something snaps into his head, or maybe Shigaraki tells him something that kind of makes him think, or something there, because it's just very interesting again that everyone's getting their backstories, they're getting more insight into who they are, except Dabi. Dabi, we're just kind of skipping over. He's having an interesting fight, because you would think if he is fire and his opponent is ice, he'd be able to take him down, but nevertheless, again, I'm gonna pin it at that. Interesting for Dabi, and even points further that, come on, that gotta be Endeavor's kid. If not Horikoshi, you playing games, bro. And I guess quickly to throw in there as well, very interesting that the ice guy mentions that he's never been to school. This is natural talent. So it's also showcasing that a little bit of like different ideologies, in a sense of like, these are people that they didn't grow up in the school system, they didn't go to UA, they didn't do any of that, but the ice dude is still talented enough to throw down with Dabi. So again, it's ideologies as well. Maybe these are people, maybe that's the whole mentality of the Liberation Army, because they broke apart from kind of what society has structured, and that's why they're thinking differently and outside the box. But on the Twice, baby, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like, straight up and down, when Toga's down and Twice is there and all of the freaking clones are there just beating up and just I'm like, is this a shonen manga? Horikoshi, is there something you're trying to tell us that you're really upset about? Because my gosh, it was savage, and I'm like, this is some My Hero Academia I've been needing, because My Hero Academia, like, for a lot of it, the training exams has been playing it by the book, shonen tropes, stuff like that, good writing, blah, blah, blah. Now we getting some dark elements, and Twice has just been like phenomenal in terms of reshaping and restructuring a lot of this arc, which the arc has been pretty freaking good. The arc has been good. We had a lot of hate with the quirk mutation stuff, but the arc has been pretty freaking good, this one. And Twice took it even further, and even getting the dialogue of him begging mercy. Oh my god, Toga, no, please. Like, again, it had me. And then it took me back to my childhood, and this is where a little bit of insight. I used to be a wrestling fan, right? And what happened to Twice brought me back to a wrestler called Rey Mysterio Jr. Rey Mysterio Jr. was a mask fighter. He might still be, I don't know if he's still wrestling or not, but he had a mask on. He was a cruiserweight. I believe he became a heavyweight at some point. I stopped following wrestling for a while, but I used to be into it. And one of the things I remember, I want to say it was Kevin Nash, and any wrestling fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. I believe it was Kevin Nash. When they took Rey Mysterio Jr.'s mask off because he lost a match and they had to take it off, I got that same feeling when that was happening in this chapter to Twice. That's the same freaking feeling I got when Rey Mysterio Jr.'s mask was ripped off. Because for people that wear masks, especially in that type of fashion, it's everything to them. It's a part of their identity. So when it's removed, especially forcefully like that, it's some type of shattering thing. Again, I remember when I saw it, I was kind of like traumatized as a kid, because you could tell Rey Mysterio Jr. like, yo, that was his mask, that was part of his identity. So seeing it with Twice, and again, the savage beating and everything that was just going on with all the clones, and seeing how merciless this group, the Liberation Army, is, it shows that, yo, we got something good on our hands. The villains struggling against some crazier villains. Like, we thought the League of Villains was some psychos. These guys, they don't care. The puppets and stuff like that. Very interesting use of quirks again. It reminds me of One Piece a lot. The way, like, you know, the Devil Fruit users, how they have these awesome and very intricate abilities as the series goes. Now we're starting to see that where the guy, he could turn like refrigerators and stuff into puppets. Weird, but still, again, creative. And then getting Twice's backstory and why he related with Toga so much, you know, Toga kind of being like a lost, rummaging soul. And he was the same way, you know, finding out his past of him being lonely. That, and honestly, I felt for the character. Twice is one of my favorites in the League of Villains. I'm not gonna lie, seeing the past of how, you know, he lost his family, he felt lonely, people were, it kind of reminded me even of Stark from Bleach. People were scared of him because of his appearance and stuff like that. Very, very deep and complex. I'll say honestly, I think Twice right now, again, I gotta keep saying it. Like, and I was impressed with Shigaraki. Toga really had me. Oh my god, against that reporter and shit like that. But Twice, whole other level. And they better do this justice. There was one line in particular when he said he was born with bad luck and he just wants someone to trust. Right there, bro, I'm gonna tell you, any youngins out there, that's grown man shit. That's grown man shit. That's not for little kids. There's something, deeper layers to that when he's saying that. So I respected that as well. Again, for a shonen, Twice's backstory, Twice's involvement in this arc, everything, really, really mature, to say the least, and again, kind of graphic. Because, I mean, taking it even a step further, bro, they broke his freaking arms. Both of his arms, they broke his arms as they ripping. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the Liberation Army, they're one of the cruelest villains we've seen in this series. I mean, we've had Stain, and he had great, very complex ideologies, but these people don't care, which is what makes them very deadly and a very, very interesting foe, to say the least, because they also believe in that they're in the right, and they're calling themselves the Liberation Army. They feel as though they need to be liberated. So insane. The ending when Twice started creating all those copies of himself and going in, like, I can't wait to see where this goes. But I gotta say again, My Hero Academia, this arc has been stepping it up. I think Horikoshi took all the feedback of people saying like, bro, this shit's boring. Bro, what are you doing quirk mutation? Which you could argue, again, maybe I'm not that familiar with Twice's quirk. I don't know if there's something that mutated as well. This could be a whole big thing that the League of Villains is all getting their power-ups right now. And this is how we're getting a display of it. But I ain't gonna lie, Twice's backstory probably best, or my favorite at the very least, stuff we've got of My Hero Academia all year so far. Very tearjerker. The anime better get that shit right. That's good stuff. And yeah, I absolutely love this. I would say the 2 chapters combined, I give those 9 out of 10. And My Hero Academia has been a little bit rocky, but this arc, baby, absolute fuego. But I'm kind of curious what you guys think about this though. Does Twice have the best stuff going on thus far in comparison to Toga, Shigaraki, Dabi skipped over thing? Also, Dabi, is this confirming, or is Horikoshi just completely trolling regarding Dabi's potential relation to Endeavor, Todoroki, and being the son that was lost? Very, very interesting stuff. Again, I gotta keep saying that because it's like, it's kind of obvious. It's kind of like the Obito Tobi thing, but then people are probably gonna get it deeper, and I'd say it probably isn't as deep as we think. And if it is, kudos to Horikoshi, because he is doing things on a different layer with Twice and stuff like that, but only time will tell. And what do you think about just the savagery of the Liberation Army, the freaking clone puppets, and beating the crap out of Twice and ripping his mask off? Like, did you feel for Twice's backstory again? Lonely man, grown man stuff, really respected. And overall, My Hero Academia, baby, back on track. We on fire right now. Favorite stuff so far. But that's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the bell to get all notifications. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links, of course, in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld. And as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. Can't forget the music, though. Hold on, let me play y'all a little something.
Make sure your next move is your best when you're feeling smarter. I guess less. But always remember, no matter the weather, I was October through to September. Whenever you needed, whatever you needed. Every girl hated is how you were treated. Gave you the town, gave you the city. No one would do what I did with a pity.